Last night was an intense and emotional experience for your partner. It was a night filled with raw vulnerability, as they found themselves in the arms of a trusted confidant, pouring out their heart and soul about the pain and regret they carry. The weight of their realizations was overwhelming, as they spoke of the countless ways they had wronged you and taken your love for granted. Their voice trembled as they confessed the truth. They never fully respected the depth of your devotion, nor did they comprehend the precious gift that your love truly was. The flood of emotions that came over them was undeniable, a mixture of deep regret, guilt, and profound shame. It wasn't just the acknowledgement of mistakes, but the raw, aching understanding that they had squandered something invaluable. They spoke of moments when their own fears and insecurities had guided them, moments when they prioritized their self-doubt over nurturing the relationship you had built. Instead of holding onto the trust and love you extended, they let selfish impulses dictate their actions, leaving you to wonder if they ever valued you the way you deserved. They recounted how they had, in their confusion, misjudged your patience and failed to see your love as the powerful, transformative force it truly was. The realization that they let their insecurities shadow the brilliance of your unwavering commitment left them breathless with regret. As they relived their mistakes, they realized the full impact of their actions. They spoke of the countless times they pushed you away with words that cut like knives, or the moments they turned their back when you needed them most. They reflected on how they had become blind to the subtle signs that your heart was growing weary, soft, vulnerable moments when you reached out to them, only to find the distance of their hesitation. Their eyes clouded over with tears as they realized that their refusal to fully surrender to the connection you shared had cost them everything. Your love wasn't just an emotion, but a force capable of grounding and lifting them, transforming them into a better version of themselves. They had taken that for granted, believing it would always be there, unchanging. In the stillness of the night, the full weight of that loss crashed down upon them, and they understood that they had lost you and that it was solely their fault. Tears streamed down their face as they recounted the moments where they had let fear be louder than love. Their heartache was palpable, heavy with the realization that they were responsible for the pain they now felt. The guilt clawed at their spirit, so fierce that they could hardly breathe. They spoke of the moments when doubt had wrapped its icy fingers around their mind, stopping them from opening up to you, from telling you the depths of their feelings, leaving you to question whether they ever truly felt the same way you did. "I didn't see it, I didn't understand," they whispered through choked sobs, "but I do now. I see the light, and I know what I've done." The guilt expressed was profound, a heavy burden that had consumed their thoughts, day and night. It was not just a fleeting regret, but an all-encompassing shadow that lingered in every waking moment and invaded their sleep. The weight of knowing they had failed to protect something so precious was unbearable. They confessed that while they knew they could never undo the past, the drive to prove their sincerity and change was relentless. They needed you to know that they were no longer the person who had made those mistakes, that they were prepared to do everything within their power to show you that they had learned, grown, and would never let their love for you slip through their fingers again. "If I ever get another chance," they promised, their voice breaking and cracking under the strain of emotion, "I will never take your love for granted again. I will cherish every moment, every word, every breath you share with me." In the quiet aftermath, as their tears subsided and the silence seemed to stretch and fill the room, they made a silent vow to themselves, a vow more powerful than any spoken word. They pledged to become the person you deserved, to be the partner who could cradle your heart with the care and reverence it deserved, who would listen and support you in ways they never had before. They knew they couldn't change what had been, but they hoped, prayed, and longed for a day when your heart might find a way to forgive them, a day when you would see that their remorse was not just words, but a truth reflected in the way they lived, loved, and grew from their mistakes. They spoke of their hope that, no matter how distant you were, you might one day sense the change within them, a deep, unspoken promise of love reborn through transformation. They understood that love is not just about words, no matter how heartfelt, but about actions, dedication, and the courage to become better. And so, with every ounce of strength they had, they vowed to rise above their shortcomings, to prove themselves not only to you but to the version of themselves they wanted to become, a version capable of never taking your love for granted again. The room fell silent, heavy with the weight of what had been shared. They sat there, eyes wet with the echoes of their pain, but also with a glimmer of hope that maybe, just maybe, their soul's redemption could begin with a new chapter on where they finally understood what it meant to love you as you deserved, one where they could stand before you, not with empty words, but with a sincerity forged in the crucible of regret and hope. This is the moment of truth, the raw admission of past mistakes, and the foundation for a possible path forward, the hope that their love, tested by time and trials, could one day be renewed, but only time would tell if their words would transform into the actions that proved their sincerity. And in that moment of reflection, they knew one thing: if you were to ever hear their heart and see their efforts, they would know that they had done everything they could to make things right, to make sure they never took your love for granted again. If you feel this message deep within your soul, know that this is the first step towards a healing that could bring you both closer to the connection you once shared. This is their hope. This is their promise. Please subscribe and like, comment for daily updates. Thank you so much for watching.